I even have like my oracle cards. We can do that at some point.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I bought my deck. So it's them there.
What's oracle cards? Sorry, I don't know like too much about it.
It's like, you know what tarot cards are?
Yeah, I do know what tarot cards
Well,
are.
it's like that, but different. I'm pretty sure tarot is like a set, like each card, like all decks of tarot have the same sort of meaning. It's just the art that's different. Whereas oracle is like just different art, different meaning. Like it's whoever makes it, makes the art and makes the meaning for it.
Oh, okay. So there are different type of like oracle cards then.
Yeah.
Because then it's depending on who's making it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
like that one's earth magic. So it uses like all earth things. So like rainbow, mountain, waterfall, river, the sun, like summer solstice, all those things.
It goes into that depth as well. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
long have you been like practicing or
I think I got
dealing
that deck
with-
like 2 years ago. And then
Okay.
I just bought a second deck like a couple months ago that I'm like learning with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's still like oracle cards or is it?
Yeah,
Tarot
that's still.
cards.
I want to get a tarot deck, but I haven't like found one that I'm.
Do you
drawn
have to like learn how to?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, there's like a part at the front of the book that you read that like tells you what the cards are and like what the purpose of that deck is, and like how sort of to
because
read
every
it.
deck is just different.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, what?
Like the lady who studioed it, she has like 4 decks up there. It's like up on the shelf there.
Yeah. And
But,
it's different stuff as well.
Yeah, all different.
Wow.
But like they all have like the card means something and the art means something, and then like the author like writes like a deeper meaning about it.
On every about
Yeah.
every single card.
Yeah. So like mountain is like strength, and it's like telling you to like at this point in time in your life, like you need to like just stand strong in whatever, in like your beliefs or in your position in your job, in like yourself or your
Wow, that's full interesting.
Yeah, they're
Far
really
out.
cool.
I guess we should probably introduce it though.
Oh.
That's all right. Welcome back, guys and girls, to another episode of Finding Gratitude. Now, today I am in Brisbane. No, I'm not. Where are we actually? I'm in Queensland, but what area are we in?
We're in Logan.
We're in Logan?
Yeah.
Logan City,
Yeah.
Logan Town. Wow. I am here with Allennie.
Hello.
Hello. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, we met at a bush doof in November.
December.
December,
I think it was like
yeah.
15th, middle of December.
And a beautiful time it was, yeah.
Oh, have you seen the after movies and the videos that they've been putting out?
Yeah.
Oh,
There was a
right.
quick snapshot of
Of-
us.
of the guys I saw, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh man! Every time I watch it, I'm like, I just want to go back to that.
Literally, I always watch back K-Lab's set, like some videos from K-Lab.
What on the YouTube channel, or where's the videos on K-Lab?
Oh, they're in the group chat. You're not,
yeah.
and so yeah, I'll show you it at the end. Oh my god, it's so good.
People have recorded
Yeah,
what?
and Ali took a video and like turned around to all of us, and then it
Well,
just
just going out. Yeah, because
Literally.
I have searched so much for K-Lab sets online, and I can't find anything.
so good.
The last thing I think was from 2019.
Yeah.
But it's nothing new because being there, I don't know if the music that he was playing or everything, but it was just so fucking perfect.
It was just the best.
Fucking
The
K-Lab
time
is
too,
just
like 2 p.m.
It wasn't too early. It wasn't
Yeah.
too late.
Yeah.
It was still pretty. Yeah. Fuck. Take me
So
back to that
good.
K-Lab set, but that was
So good.
so intense. But yeah, so we met February now. So that's 2 months ago.
Yeah, and this is the second time we've encountered each other.
Oh shit. Wow, it
Yeah.
is. This is the second time that we've seen each other. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. So good.
Well, yeah, I'll quickly say me.
Yeah.
I live here in Logan, and I just started my own I don't like to call it a business. I like to call it an entity, but it is a business. Doing holistic healing, but I like to use spiritual aspects of it. But I always try to draw upon proper knowledge, because I did go to uni. I did study brain development and
Yeah.
a bit of neuroscience and attachment theory.
Yeah.
So I use developmentally and trauma informed background with my practice, but do like to get on the finer things of life, using your breath and using your internal energy and all that.
That's so interesting. Yeah, because I did run across, I guess, your Instagram page, which was Holistic Creative Space.
Yeah, I had to change the name though.
Oh, no way.
Because like,
We're
as
getting
a
sued.
business, the name's taken.
Oh, no way. Did you
Yeah.
try to register for an ABN or something? And it was like,
Well, I already had an ABM, but it was like trying to find a name to put to it.
okay.
And that business name was already taken.
Ah.
So I'm now like on Instagram, Holistic Grow and Flow, but it's
Oh, no way. You've changed it.
yeah, I had
Grow
to
and
change
Flow.
it. Yeah, because I have that tattooed. I already had it, Grow and Flow. So I
Oh,
was
wow.
yeah, I
So it was just,
was like, that has to be it. But I was sitting in my room for like 2-3 hours, like typing in all these names to the computer. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to call this? Like, but it's Grow and Flow Holistic Healing, like legally. But
Okay.
like, I just put it on Instagram as Grow and Flow, and then like underneath as a subtitle is Holistic Healing.
oh, okay. So what's the
Yeah.
actual Instagram name if people want to go follow?
Holistic_grow.flow.
Okay. So it still has that.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty good. Yeah, because I remember like, I think when I tried to look you up on Instagram, you were on private, so I couldn't see anything on yours. But you had 2 other accounts
Yeah.
under it, which was I think maybe like films, so like
Yeah.
your photos.
Yeah.
And the other one was the holistic one.
Yeah.
And that's where I saw it, and I'm like, fuck, like, and I clicked on it, and I obviously saw your post, and I'm like, wow, like, who is this person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Because, like, you just show up to, like, because I came to the doof not knowing anyone. And so you
Yeah.
just show up and, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I do this, this, this. I'm just, like,
Yeah.
wanting to be there with everyone and have a boogie and have a
100%.
laugh. And then, obviously, if you get on the topic of what do you do,
Yeah.
then, oh, I'm a healer. But, like, you don't just,
Do you
like...
think, like, do you classify yourself as a healer?
I, like, find the titles weird. Like, I don't want to
sometimes,
claim
yeah.
anything of
Yeah.
myself. But, like, when I was...
So that's not self-proclaimed. It's like, oh, I'm a healer.
Yeah.
No, it's like, okay.
But I think life coach is what a lot of like official like titles are online. Like going
Yeah.
to like the bank though, because I went to the bank today to open a new bank account.
Like a business
and they're
bank
like,
account?
they're like, well, what's your occupation? And I'm like, I'm a healer. Like, I heal people. And she was like, oh. And
you
I'm
a
like, there's
doctor?
no category for that. So she's like, I'll just put family counselor. And I was like, perfect. So.
That's true.
Because it's really alternative and new. So, like, there's no, like, formal recognition of this. Like, even when signing up to, like, an association, because I studied human services, like, what I'm doing doesn't really, like, fully align with the human services properly. Like, it doesn't fit just right. But I'm
How
not a
so?
because human services is just, like, well, first of all, like, you have to, like, be vaxxed to do all that sort of stuff now. And you have to, like...
So there's regulations around it that you need to be vaxxed to practice, or what?
Well, humans, like any field that you want to work in, human services, because it's like a government thing. Human services is generally
okay.
generally
Yeah,
government.
yeah.
You can get not-for-profit ones, but like even then they'll like get
Ask
you to have
to,
that.
yeah.
But like just when I was reading it, because it's Australian Community Workers Association, and like I'm not part of any community organisation. Like I'm independent.
Yeah.
So, and when I was reading through like all of their stuff, like it's right, I'm not against it, but it wasn't like really fitting for the approach I'm taking because I'm doing like a real mind, body, soul thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to go with
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Because I guess there's no, I mean, because it's kind of new, right? Like
Yeah.
the field that we're like that you're trying to explore in and grow something out of that.
Yeah.
Because there's no like many people, I guess, doing it. So it's kind of like, wow.
I
But that
find
sucks.
that they're like popular on the Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast, but like in Logan, there's like not a lot of like wellness things around here. As much as I'd
Like-
love to move to the Gold Coast, the Sunny Coast, be by the water, but like
holistic type of
Yeah.
healing.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, as much as I'd like love to move by the water, I just feel like around in this area, there's like a lot of people that need like wellness things or self-care things and
Self-care.
yeah.
I feel like I did touch on self-care the other day that I was speaking to on my other podcast, and it's like I feel like for males, self-care is not there yet.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if there's a stigma around it that like self-care is only for females. I don't know. That's just how I feel anyway.
Yeah.
But I feel like males should definitely be self-caring as well. Like we should
Yeah.
all actually do it.
Absolutely.
Like how important is self-care?
Yeah, like I have one guy who's come forward and like I was stoked to get a guy because I was only seeing one girl at the moment and then I just was like I'd really love for a guy to come forward.
Yeah.
Like it would just help me expand my practice as well. And I had a
Yeah.
guy come forward and like he's just been like so amazing. He's like so aware of himself and like so open to being deep within himself. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard a lot about like masculinity and femininity, but like really just getting in touch with like his feminine qualities but standing strong in his masculinity while doing it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's like quite beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be so rewarding to see.
Yeah, it
For
is.
you.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. How long have you been running that now then?
I got my first girl like the start of mid-January. She had told me last
So
year.
just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. I've been doing I'm with her for 6 sessions now, and then I've had 2 other people come forward for 2 sessions, and then pretty much I like told one of my like old best friends because like I still love her. We just don't see each other much anymore, but I just was sort of like, we're gonna have to start calling each other because like I want you to be better. I want you to like heal yourself and work on yourself. And like she had seen so many like professionals, and it wasn't like. She wasn't getting anywhere. She was just going in circles, you know what I mean? And
Just
I was like,
seeing other people
Yeah.
and seeing someone else, and
Yeah.
then they weren't actually helping her out.
and I was like, look, and we've been best friends for years, and like just drifted, but still love her. But I was like, look, we're gonna call once a week. All we do is meditate together. She's never meditated, so I just like guide her in meditation, and then I said, when you feel ready, we'll then do a session together because it does
Yeah.
require like guided meditation for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's just been and she's like loving it. She was just like, I wake up every day and I'm just like feeling so much better now just by like getting her to meditate 5 minutes a day.
Wow. Just
Yeah.
doing that little work within yourself can have massive changes.
Literally.
When did you like actually think of starting this?
I went on a road trip. So I finished uni in October.
Just last year.
Yeah, just last year.
Everything seems to be happening so quick for you. It's like
It has.
just
and
finished uni and like
I know, and I've been like holding on for dear life, but I'm just like taking every day like,
What a
okay,
ride.
this is happening. But yes, I finished in October.
Yeah.
Graduation was over elements, but I couldn't attend my graduation.
True.
And
Oh, it was in
then-
December then.
Yeah. The
graduation, yeah.
graduation was December. I finished October, and then when I finished, I went on my road trip. I went away for 3 weeks, and then
After you finished, or
Yeah.
when? Okay.
it was probably like 2 weeks after I finished. I like packed up the van.
What month did you say you finished?
October.
Okay.
So
So in November you would have gone.
So like mid-October to the start of November, I was
Okay.
gone. So
For
for
3
3
weeks,
weeks. Yeah. Yeah. So I like went away in the van. I like went
3
off.
weeks. What?
Yeah.
I went for 5 days and I loved it. I can't imagine what 3 weeks will do to me.
I know.
I probably will never come back.
But to hear what you felt in 5 days is like was so magical to hear.
Wow.
Like
Really?
because you still like everything you were saying. I'm like, yes, like I'm glad he like felt that. Like because
Yeah.
that's what that's for. Like especially going off social media because I did the same. Like you just did it the right way.
Fuck. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, but it just felt right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I went away for 3 weeks and just took on the road, and it was just towards the end because like I was gonna come back. I can't get a job anywhere. I'm not vaxxed, and I was like I wanted to get into prisoner rehabilitation,
Yeah.
and like definitely wasn't gonna get into a prison, and I was like, okay, well, I have no fucking idea what I want to do. I don't want to keep working my hospitality job serving alcohol when like I'm not really a drinker. So I was
Yeah, and
like-
it's kind of like doesn't align with your beliefs, right?
Yeah.
Like, why do we drink? That shit's poisonous. But, I mean, I
Yeah.
still kind of enjoy here and there, but I try not to drink
yeah,
as
of
much.
course,
But
of course. Like
you wouldn't
I'll
wanna
happily
be-
get a cocktail here and there, but
Yeah.
like I don't want to write my body off anymore in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, people would like come to the bar and make jokes like, oh, I'll see you later. Like get another one. Gonna get so blind. I'm like, yeah, do it. Yeah. So I was like, hey, I don't want to do that. And I came to like the end part of my trip. I actually saw a friend on my road trip, met up with him because he's in his van. And he was the first person I told, my friend Isaac. I was like, Isaac. And my first idea was I'm just going to set up at markets and name myself a therapeutic listener. Like, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I just know I want to help people.
Yeah.
And with like the insight I've got in my own like healing, so I've done like a lot of my own internal work. It's just like, I have to do something with this. Like, but my spiritual side of me, I like kept quite to myself because my family's not overly on that side. Like, they obviously accept me, but like I feel like for a while I've just been a bit of a hippie, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
When
then
did you feel like you became a hippie? Like, or to other people's eyes, like, when did that occur?
I don't know, but my journey started like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
But all through uni, like, because my degree, you have to be really self-reflective because human services, you're working with other people and their stuff. So you need to, like, own yourself and all that.
So you had to go within a lot.
Yeah.
Even just
being
going
aware,
through,
pretty much.
like self-aware of everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Be aware of, like, the words you're saying, making sure you're not triggering other people and, like, taking in consideration, like, their background and stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's hard.
It is. It's very hard.
Yeah. And you need to be paying attention to yourself to make sure you're not doing those things.
Yeah, literally.
Because like one little thing that you say can impact the person, and then that relationship will change where they don't feel comfortable anymore talking about stuff because you've made them feel a specific way.
Literally, and then you got to like be like, oh my god,
It's
no, listen,
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah. And then on my road trip towards the end, I was like, oh, this has to be it. And I got my sister to meet me in the sunny coast. We got like this beautiful cabin together, and no reception. It was so nice. My parents actually bought it at like this charity, and they're like, oh, we're not gonna have time to have it, so you just have it. It was like over $1,000, like this cabin. It was beautiful.
Or to spend it for like a few days or something.
Yeah, so it was like 2 nights. So my sister Michaela met me for 1 night, and then I had it alone for the last night.
Yeah.
And
down the sunny coast.
Sunny Coast is up from here, yeah. So we did that, and then I just had to tell her, I was like, I want to do this. I was crying. Like, I was like, this is what I want to do, and like, this is my passion. I just need your support. Like, I know I can do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I knew I had to take it to social media, which was like something for me. I was like, I don't even like being on my phone. My screen time's gone up like an hour. Because of like starting this, which whatever, like it's for a good reason. But like, yeah, I was like, this is the part of me that wants to invest in this career. Like, I'm nervous to tell mum and dad. I'm nervous to put myself out in this way, but this is my passion. And once you know your passion, like if you turn away from it, you're fucked. Like, you're just going to feel like shit for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and then you just live with regret.
Exactly, yeah.
What could have happened if I actually followed my passion?
Yeah.
You don't want to be that.
No. So, yeah, I started it when I came back. It was the creative space.
So that was like early November when you were like, okay, you spoke to your sister about it. And then you're like, I'm going to do this. Yeah,
and as soon as I came back, I just started like mind mapping everything. I was like, okay, I need to do this. This is who I am. This is how I'm going to show up. And
like, you just had finished uni and you were just ready to go out and get it. Like, no breaking. I mean, you did have 3 weeks kind of to yourself, but still it's like, I just want to, because some people like to take like a year off or like do you know what I mean? Like, they don't want to go straight into it.
But this is like fun to me. Like, obviously the whole business thing, like, fuck that. Like, doing all the ABN and speaking to the government and doing all that. But
opening
like,
up bank accounts and shit.
Literally, like,
So what do you do? Oh, I'm a healer.
Oh yeah, I'm a healer. Literally, tell the government that I'll heal the government. But yeah, like this is I actually love this. Like, I love having beautiful conversations, like real heart to heart, deep, meaningful. And every person that comes in here, it wants to have that, but they're like, they don't have it out there. So they get to come here and drop into like this beautiful connected space with me, and I froth that. I'm like, yeah, own your shit. Let's talk about it, and let's like make you feel good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck. And do you think like because of COVID and you couldn't do all the other things that you wanted to do, if there was no COVID, like where would you be now then, do you think?
Oh, I'd probably
like
go to a prisoner rehabilitation, yeah.
True.
Yeah. And but I wanted to do holistic work in prison rehabilitation, but it would have taken me years to get to a level where I can do it myself.
Yeah, because you can't just start and
Yeah.
try to preach about things that everyone's like, no, what are you talking about?
Especially like this little hippie girl with her shell earrings being like, all right, let's all breathe and let's all do a downward dog and then cry. You know, like with
What?
prisoners, all these prisoners are going to be like, who's this girl?
I feel like a lot of it's changed though. Like maybe 10
Yeah.
years ago, it would have been like a massive shock to people. But
Yeah.
now it's like, I don't know. I feel like people nowadays are more open to different things.
And it's so good. Like everyone needs to be more open because like we can't keep staying the same.
Yeah.
It's
Well, we
obviously
can't
not
be doing the
working.
exact same thing expecting different results, right?
Yeah, 100%.
We'll go crazy with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was just trying to think, like it's crazy how obviously COVID can be seen positive, negatively, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But because of it, now you're put into this position where you're like, you seem happy at life because what you're doing is, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, like I feel the same way as well when I actually started the podcast because I just wanted to like share my experiences and whatnot and just hopefully help people as well. And like,
yeah, when I watched it, I was so happy. I was like, this is fucking cool.
I was like,
good on him.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't show this stuff to too many people. I just, obviously I've got subscribers that, and some of them are my
Thank
friends.
you, subscribers.
and like some of them are my friends, so like they'll see it. But apart from that, like I don't promote it in any way.
And I think that's like beautifully humble because then it will like make its way out into the world, probably to the right people in the right way. Like if you promote it to everyone you know, like some people don't align with that.
Yeah.
And then you'll probably feel more like, oh, is what I'm doing like okay? Is it like cool
Have
to
more
the world?
doubt within themselves. Yeah.
So by not promoting it and like obviously like us coming together, we're very aligned. Like it's getting to the right people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But like, it's weird though because like, if I really wanted to the podcast to be successful, right? Like, if you're thinking it in a business mindset, you would want to promote it.
Yeah.
So then more people see it
Yeah.
because then you get more traffic and
Yeah.
then bigger things can happen.
Yeah, and you want it to get to the people that don't fuck with this stuff as well.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
you're like,
100%.
Come on.
Yeah, it's time to
Yeah.
wake up kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then like I don't do it and it's like, oh shit, should I do it? But you know what?
Yeah.
I've actually been having these thoughts that I should have social media and I should be open more about my stuff. Like, because I was talking to my friend once about, you know, how I like back maybe 5 years ago, I always used to be the type that I like to be the mysterious kind of type of person. No one knew about me or
Mysterious Miguel.
like. Yeah, essentially. Like, I like that. Like, I was striving
Yeah.
for that. You know, so then I wouldn't post stuff, I guess. And like, I don't tell people things and about the things that I've been through. And like, and then now it's just like, but if I am that, I'm not going to be able to teach as many people as I can. So it's
Yeah.
like, maybe I need to be the opposite.
Yeah.
And then I started to think about like superheroes. It's like, why do superheroes hide away in the mask? Is it because they don't want to know, or they don't want other people to find out who they are?
I see, like from the superhero perspective, I feel like that's just like a humble thing. Like they don't want the
Oh, it's
praise.
a
They don't
humble
want the
kind of thing.
fame as well. Like let's say Superman like outs himself. Like he can't have his job. He can't have his normal life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Like look at all the famous people.
But like, why would you want to have a job? Like, your job could be just to save people and get paid for it.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Superman.
I don't know, like,
But I think you should
that's
promote
just the
this.
thoughts that I've been having. It's like owning your truth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like for so many years I haven't owned it, and I've just been in the shadows, like
Yeah.
being that mysterious Miguel, and I'm just like,
Well, your ego would be loving that because like that's what it knows, and like your whole body would
what my
be
ego
like,
knows to suppress or like not to
or just
be.
keep that mysterious character because that's where you feel safe because you're like, I love being mysterious. I love that people don't know about me, but it's when you start putting yourself out and you get people to know about you, that's something different and that's the unknown, and that's when this maybe will grow a bit more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, yeah, definitely pushing yourself and like doing things that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah. I mean,
then get
obviously,
better at it.
me, like, I'm going to put this up. I'm going to promote
Shit.
it. And I like what you're doing. I think
Thank
it's
you.
really nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always kind of had the idea. I remember, like, even when I used to work at my old job, like, I would drive, and it would be like a 40-minute drive to get to work.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes I wouldn't want to listen to music, and I would literally drive talking to myself.
Good.
And I'm just, and like, I used to tell my mates about it. Like, bro, you're crazy. What do you mean you're just talking to yourself as you drive? And I'm like, I don't know. I just feel most comfortable. And then like when you drive, I don't know, for me, I think other people's are the same as well. You almost go into autopilot if you're driving to the same place all the time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you're there, but you're not there because
Yeah.
your body's driving. But then you have more, like, you have a chance to connect with your mind, I guess, more. And, yeah, and it's funny because I think about that and it's somehow translated to this because I would be talking to myself as if I'm saying a speech or if I'm like talking to a group of people or stuff. And like now I'm doing it, but now it's with the camera and it's like, holy shit, like maybe I've been preparing myself all this time for all these things. But it's just crazy to think, like.
Maybe you can put a GoPro in the car.
Yeah, I mean, like I
talking
don't drive to work anymore.
Oh, of course. Yeah, true, yeah.
So like I don't do that, but like even back then I could have done that. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, I could have had so much content.
I think it's so healthy that you talk to yourself though. Like I tell everyone start talking to yourself because like if you're not letting out that voice, you're keeping it in there and like you're keeping it in there with all the shit as well, but also all the good. So if you let it out, like then it's probably not going to flick by as much.
You can become more self-aware as well when you talk to yourself, and it's about asking the right questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so like it's just, but I think like even me consuming cannabis like, has helped me ask the right questions and be in my head more.
Yeah.
Because like there's been times where like I'll be vaping and I'm just like so high and it's just nighttime and like I'm ready for bed and then I'll just think about everything that's happened that day.
Yeah.
And I try to like analyze it. I'm like, why was I saying this? Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said this.
Yeah.
And it's like, it gets me so into my head. And then I start to ask myself these type of questions, which is making me more self-aware of the type of person that I am and how I react to things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's always good to like analyze yourself, but like it's also like you should never be like, why did I do that? Because you were a different person in that time. Like you can look back at it now when you're high and you're relaxed in bed and you can be like, I should have done that more relaxed, but that's because you're relaxed right now.
True.
But when you're in that state, in that
It's
environment
different.
and like stimulated that way, you're going to react that way. So like when you're analyzing yourself, great, like you're doing that, but also analyze your environment because then you're like, oh, well, when I'm in this environment and when these things are stimulating me, I do this.
Yeah, 100%. It's like the set and setting.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Fuck. And like I learned about the set and setting because of the psychedelics I used to take. And then I read their like, I don't know if you've heard of this book called Psychedelic Experience, which is based on the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And essentially it's telling you how you can trip and experience different experiences. It's pretty powerful. And then I read this and then I learned about set and setting and then it's just, fuck, you can apply that to everything, like every scenario. And it's not just when you're tripping or when you're on psychedelics. It's everywhere you go and everything that you do, you can apply it to it. Like if you have an intention and depending on what environment that you're in, it can impact so much.
I literally spoke about this to myself in the car when I was driving, like 4 days ago. I was like, set and setting, it doesn't have to be just psychedelics.
Yeah.
Like, why would you put yourself into a socially uncomfortable situation when you don't want to be there? Like, why would you set yourself in that environment, expect yourself and force yourself to show up and look like you're having a good time when you're not? So like why don't you just pick where you want to go, pick what makes you feel good.
This is just in general.
Yeah,
right?
in general,
Okay,
not just like, because obviously when you're taking psychedelics, it's like, you know, make sure you're at home, make sure you're in a safe place with good people. Why don't you just do that normally? Like,
I get you.
Why would you pick to go into that situation when you know it's probably not going to make you feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes with like being more self-aware.
Yeah.
You need to be more self-aware and actually have these thoughts, like, and actually question yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like the set and setting of it. Like,
like
why am I
good to
putting
put
myself
yourself in a new situation, like, because, you know, new experiences make you grow, but like if you know that that's like going to fuck you up. Like,
if you keep going and does the same thing over and over again and you're like, why do I keep doing this to myself?
Yeah. But yeah, I can't believe you had that same thought, like set and setting can be so
I know,
bad
like
too,
I always have those thoughts and I've had these thoughts, I guess, for a little while because like, I guess my first time I took psychedelics was, and it's funny, like, I used to smoke weed, I guess, since I was 17 until now. And then I didn't think too much about doing any other drugs. And then I think when I was like 20, my mate rings me up and he's like, hey, do you want to try some DMT?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, holy shit. And I feel like DMT and like ayahuasca, thank you. I've
Need
always
it.
kind of like been intrigued about it, especially because I guess like my background, because I'm from Peru.
Yeah.
And every time I watch like ayahuasca videos, they go to the jungle of Peru
Yeah,
and they try it.
yeah.
So I was always like, fuck, like that's literally in my DNA.
Yeah.
So like, maybe I should try it. So then when my phone rang and it was like, do you want to try DMT? And I was like, fuck yeah. Like
Yeah.
I've been wanting for this day to happen, and then it happened. And then the first time I tried it with people I wasn't comfortable with.
Oh.
And I mean, I didn't have a full-on experience. I didn't break through.
Because you would have been holding yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to let go because I was too worried about like the presence of the other people.
Yeah.
So the setting wasn't right.
Wow.
And then that's when I started to learn more about setting without even reading the book. It's the psychedelic experience that talks a lot about the setting. But yeah, and then the second time I did it, it was just me and two mates in his garage, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And it was just completely different. Like my experience on DMT then was completely different. I managed to break through.
Yeah.
Have you ever done DMT? Okay, yeah. So I managed to break through, and like you're here and you're not here anymore within like 5 seconds, and you're like, holy shit, what?
Literally. What do you feel like when you do DMT? Like, where do you feel like you go? Like, what do you like to associate to that place?
Like spirit realm.
Like, cool.
I go, yeah, like, well, the first time, or the second time that I'd had it, I literally felt that my spirit was coming out of my body, and then it went straight into the universe. So I could see it. Like, I remember looking down, I could see my body, and then it just kept going up, and I could just see the world getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then I could see different entities. Like, it was just energy, though. It was just, it wasn't like...
You don't see it, you feel it.
Yeah, you don't see it, you feel it. And they were communicating with me. They were trying to talk to me, but they were talking in a
Gibberish.
language that I wouldn't be able to understand.
Of course,
so
yeah.
I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how that was my experience then. And then, obviously, you can't get addicted to DMT or psychedelics, right?
Yeah.
But I've always been the type that I want to learn more about myself by putting myself in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
So...
I think they're the most perfect uncomfortable situations, especially when you're trying to learn your inner self.
And you got to have courage.
Oh, 100%.
To take psychedelics, you need to have courage.
Yeah.
Because 1 minute you're here, the next minute you might not be here.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got to a point where every day after work, I would smoke DMT.
Oh my God.
And like my mates would be
Alone?
like... Yeah. Like I'll go to my room, smoke DMT. And it was like, you know how there's the expression of like after a long day of work, you just want to go home and crack a beer open and just, chill and relax. That was what I was doing.
Right.
I would go to work, finish work, get home, smoke DMT. And on the 5th day that I was doing it though, I had this experience where I smoked DMT, I broke through, I was in my room, and then like in a second, I wasn't in my room. I was in a place where everything was white. To me, it felt like I was in heaven. And then I found myself surrounded with like 6 other people. They were all wearing white. I felt like they were all angels. We were all sitting down, and then I was sitting together with them. We like formed a circle, and they were handing me like things. And to me, it felt like gifts, like presents. And every time they were throwing it at me, or like they were passing it to me, I couldn't catch it. And it was just breaking, it was just breaking. And then, I don't know. So like going back to your question, like where do you think you go? I feel like we go to a different realm. But it's funny because I speak to people that have also done DMT and they have similar experiences. Like we all have similar experiences. So it's
Yeah.
like, where do we actually go?
Well, we all, like, obviously being human beings and like embodying life, we all have to come from one place. Like we all have to come from the same place. Like we can't all just be different beings being from somewhere completely different. I think I believe where we go is like just a boundless space of unconditional love. Like every time when I smoke DMT, I just feel so in love. Like I just feel love throughout my whole body. I feel like
you're like one with the universe.
Yeah,
You've
exactly.
become whole
Oneness.
again.
Yeah.
You become that one.
And I don't know, maybe I'm taking a more lovey approach because I'm female. Like I don't know, but you see it as like the spiritual thing, which like I feel that too.
Yeah.
but I define it as like love. And I think the core of all human beings is just love. Like when you live in love every day, when you do absolutely everything you do with love, like that's when you're in your flow. I feel like that's when you are in a rhythm and you have all those synchronicities, like when you're just in that state of like love and compassion and joy.
Yeah,
So when
100%.
yeah.
I follow. I believe that as well. Fuck, that's crazy. And like I've like my background. I guess my parents were Catholics, right? Yeah, Catholics. And I mean, I've spoken to like Christian people, even like Muslim people and stuff like that. And like I've read a little bit about the books here and there, and I always get like the more I learn about it, I always realize that all these teachers, they were just trying to teach about love.
Yeah.
Like love one another. Like,
Absolutely.
doesn't matter whatever backgrounds they come from. Like you just
Yeah.
need to love everyone for who they are. Like,
Yeah.
And like I feel like that's massive for me as well.
Like, because all religions at the core of it, they are speaking some truth. Like,
They're definitely
they
speaking
are,
some
yeah.
truth. Yeah.
It's just interpreted differently because that's
Now
all
it gets
they know.
interpreted differently,
And
yeah.
now it's like, now I feel like we're passing through like the Christianity, the Catholic side of things, and we're getting to a more spiritual, like, oneness of everything. And I feel like that's where we're awakening.
Because like it's all teaching like spiritualism, right? Like at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
because we are spiritual beings. Like we are not just human. We're not just materialistic. We're not just physical. Like you find that when you meditate or when you go into breath work or when you smoke DMT or do ayahuasca, like you feel that you go into that void just that little bit more. Obviously, each thing plunges you in much deeper. But ayahuasca, I've done that.
Never done ayahuasca.
I did it like
What? You've done ayahuasca?
2-3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh no way! You only just did it recently?
Yeah, it was.
What?
It's.
So you did it here?
No. You have to like go. Like I went
I
to.
mean, like you did it in Australia.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
or like, Brisbane or whatever. Yeah,
yeah,
Queensland.
I went up a little bit north from here, and it's like DMT, but it's like more intense for like 2.5 hours.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I know my mate has done it as well. One of the dudes that we were with, his dad actually does retreats. Like he does ayahuasca retreats. Yeah. So it's always been like, oh, if you want to come, you can just come and do it. But to me, I feel like for me to do it, I need to be in like Peru and in the jungle.
You want to be.
I want to have that experience. And then obviously I speak Spanish, so like I know there's stories about like how people just do it for the money and they just try to fuck you around and shit like that. But I feel like if I go there and I speak Spanish, they'll be like, yeah,
This
like,
guy's legit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I can sense that the person's going to be legit and we're going to have a nice experience. Because
100%.
I don't know, like DMT. I mean, ayahuasca just seems like a lot, and like I feel like you need to pay respect to
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
the like what you're about to consume. So like you need to not eat specific foods for like a week. You need to be like, you know, singing these songs. You need to be doing this. You need to be that. Like you need to be doing the work so you can have a really good experience. With it. And for me, like I feel like I need to be overseas or like like in the jungle somewhere.
And that's so fair. But like I feel like.
But I don't know. Like I hear more and more stories about people doing here.
You
So
can
it's
still
kind of
do
like,
it here.
oh, should I do it here?
I think you should.
How
Like,
was your experience though with it?
it was beautiful. Like.
How was it though? So like, was it like a 3-day kind of thing or?
No,
how many
it was
days?
just a
one
one overnight
thing?
one.
Okay.
I think they do offer like a 4-day one, which I'm going to suss out, but it's just a big toll on the body. But yeah, like you said, like paying your respects, like got there at like 5 p.m. and like everything is just about respect and everything is like somewhat ritualized. Like we like got blessed by like eucalyptus smoke and like we got told about the land that's around us and then we got like a drumming, everyone got like drumming go around them so your body gets into a vibration. We all slept in a yurt together like on our own mattresses and we all shared our intentions and we had a water ceremony which was probably my favorite. Like everyone, like the water was like in the middle of us on the altar and we all just like got a moment to speak, maybe for like 2 minutes max, about what we love about water. And then you get to share it with everyone. One guy literally sat in silence and we all sat in silence for water. Like, it sounds like silly when you write it off, but like in the moment it's so
good.
Yeah.
And like, what? Like you can do that anywhere, right? Like all the things that you learn from doing these experiences. Like
I literally straight away did that with one of the girls I see. I was like, I want to pay our respects to water. Yeah. And I was very blessed in my experience, and everyone actually had a very gentle experience. Which the guy running was like, "That's like beautiful. That's like the grandmother blessed us in that." But My experience was just beautiful. I was fully ready though. I was like, I'm ready to vomit. I'm ready to scream.
Purge,
like,
whatever.
I'm ready
Yeah.
to just whatever. My purging was like tears. I wasn't sad, but like mine was just tears, which like, thank God I hate vomiting.
Happy teas? Were
Yeah.
you happy
Oh,
maybe?
yes. So many times, dude. I was like, I would have my hands up and I would be like dancing and I would feel my face and I'm smiling. And I'm like, yes. Like, I was fully dancing in this void and just feeling like so abundantly beautiful and like was getting like taps on like parts of my body that just like felt like, I don't know, like just parts of my body that I know I feel like whether there's pain, whether there's love there, whatever it was, I was just getting like all these beautiful taps everywhere and like I felt beautiful love like across my womb space, like being a woman, and I was just
Yeah.
like so so in love, and like I couldn't have had a more beautiful experience. Like the next
Wow.
morning I woke up earlier than everyone. I literally just journaled like 2 full pages, and then I was just, and they fed
Of
us.
your experience, like
Yeah.
you journaled your experience.
Yeah. And like, because my intention was how can, like, I want the grandmother to show me how I can best serve people in my practice.
They say grandma as in
Good.
ayahuasca is the grandma?
Yeah, the
Okay.
medicine, they just call it the grandmother. Yeah, I wanted to know how I can best serve people in my practice. And although like my experience didn't like directly tell me, I was just having a beautiful time. And then when I like came to the end of it, all that I got from it was to just like be authentically you, let my spiritual side come out a bit more, because it will just then radiate and people will pick up on it. Like if I don't put out myself authentically, how can anyone ever come forward and work with me?
That's true.
Yeah.
And what was your intention, sorry? Because I think I cut you off.
Yeah, my intention was how can I best serve people in my practice?
Yeah.
I was also met with like this full being of love, which is like, which I was like really surprised about, because it like mimicked.
In your visuals?
Yeah, but they had no head. They were sitting in like the lotus position and they had no head, but like I felt who that was, and it was just like a friend of mine in my life, and he was just there in front of me, and I was like, oh my God, you're here. Like it was just so.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was just a beautiful time. Yeah.
How long did it, like, did you say it was like a couple hours that you had?
So yeah, 2.5 hours, and then you can have a second cup. I didn't have a second cup because like my stomach was very sore because you have to fast.
Yeah.
But they do an oil blessing and harpe. Harpe
They do
is.
harpe,
Do you know what harpe is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Oh
done
my
it
God.
twice, I think.
I was like, no fucking way am I putting tobacco, like getting
up your
shot up my
nose?
nose.
Yeah.
But I did it because the lady who did the oil blessing was like, go do it. So I did it.
I mean, I think like when we think of tobacco, we think it as a negative thing.
Yeah.
But like these people, or like, you know, like the ancestors and whatnot, they've been using
Yeah.
that as like as healing as well.
Yeah, for sure. And it was like.
Apparently it's good for your sinuses though.
Yeah.
Clears it all up and stuff.
She like blew it up like each nostril, and I instantly, like my purging was the tears, so I instantly had tears.
Yeah.
And all of my like energy centers just instantly, I felt like all of them just like lit up, and I was just like feeling good again. Like it was a big hassle for me to get up out of my mattress and get over to the other side of the circle because I felt sick. I was like, I'm just going to
This is
stay
just from the
here.
harpe, or is this after you've
After the
did cup
ayahuasca,
as well?
yeah.
Okay.
Because they do it halfway during it when people are going for their second cup.
That's when they do the harpe.
Yep. They're doing the
they
harpe
don't do it at
and
the
oil
beginning.
blessing. No, they do it during it because it like enhances the medicine.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I had it, and then I laid down and just got to like watch everyone go up for their second cup. And I went with a friend, the lady who owns here, and she comes up to me like
You went
during
with
it.
the lady that owns here to
Yeah.
do ayahuasca. What?
Yeah, because she referred me to it. You have to get referred to go in. You can't just like find it and be like, oh, I want to go.
Oh really?
Yeah, you got your name
So
gets
she
passed
gets
on.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
she's done it before.
Yeah, she's done it like 4 or 5
What?
times. Yeah.
How do you find these people? I don't understand.
Oh,
I don't
just the
understand how
world.
the universe works.
I know.
It's fucking crazy.
But she was like, are you going to go for your second cup? I was like, nah, like next time I'll try opt for it. And I was like, oh, are you going to? She's like, yeah, I'm going in deep. and then I look over and she's in child's pose.
Nah, really?
Like, yeah, because she
Oh.
loves to feel like she can feel the earth below her.
Yeah.
But just to
Oh,
see
wow.
her like in child's pose, full like in
Oh my
her
God.
experience, I was like laying down sick, like go girl, like crying, like go it.
Trying to send your energy to her? Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
But
That
yeah,
is
it's so
so-
definitely do it here. Like it's not ayahuasca; they called it Aussie Huasca, and it's like yeah, literally.
Like where do they get it from? Like are they getting it from a specific vine? Like are
They-
they getting it from the actual vine? Like or are they getting it imported?
It's like a brother vine of ayahuasca. So and it's found in Australia. I think he actually had it on his land that we were. I don't know. I don't know where they got it. I was just blessed.
I
to
wonder
be
if
there.
like the Aboriginal people used to use that in rituals as well.
Yeah, yeah. One of the cards in Earth Magic is Dreamtime, which talks about creation, and the
I love
art.
Dreamtime.
Yeah, or DMT. Yeah, it's like the art is the Aboriginals, and that's I feel like they used to take that to get their stories out and like convey it to everyone. So when you're like up in that realm, I feel like the Aboriginals definitely used to use that to be able to. Whether they take it and tell their stories then, or they take it and then they tell their stories after it once they've been in the realm. You know what I mean?
Wow. So like they will use it to for what? Like what? So then they can share the stories. What do you
Yeah,
mean? So
like
like it gives them like.
the insight into like the natural wonders and laws of
Okay.
the universe.
Okay,
I,
yeah, yeah.
I think like I don't know. I could be wrong, but like that's what I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
happened.
Well, I think when I first started to take mushrooms, I always used to feel like that the plant was communicating with us, and then that's why we kind of trip. So it's like
Yeah.
this, like it's kind of like a conversation we're having. And
Yeah.
I felt the same with DMT, and then that's why I felt like some people have the similar experience because it's the plant trying to communicate with us.
Yeah.
Because even like I've watched a few ayahuasca documentaries, and apparently if you go really, really deep and you have a few cups of ayahuasca in your first, second ceremony, like they all kind of see Earth crying because
Yeah.
it's like we are
It's
killing
her.
Earth.
Yeah.
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 And they're all kind of having that similar experience. And I'm like, is it the plants that are communicating with us?
Yeah.
And then that's why we kind of have similar visions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
With the earth being like suffering at the moment, I read this thing last week and it was like balancing masculinity and femininity and how we're like beings of duality.
Yeah.
So like obviously being a male, you can still be like feminine and masculine, and I can still be masculine and feminine, but it's like at the moment we're living in a very over exaggerated masculine way, and the masculinity is like
Where did you read this?
it was just like it was this woman,
Okay.
Anne Baring. She's like an older woman, like she's qualified in a few things. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I watched her video and read her blog, and it was like, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm a feminist, but I'm saying like we are in a
Masculine,
overly
yeah,
exaggerated masculine environment, like, and masculinity is concerned with like goal oriented and like being assertive and being linear and achieving the goals and like a bit of power and control, which can be healthy. But
Yeah.
like because we haven't embraced our feminine a bit more in this world, we're not finding more connection, which we do through psychedelics.
Yeah.
And other things, obviously. But like because we're not embracing more of our feminine, we're in this off balance.
Imbalanced. Yeah.
And a lot of females like are in somewhat of a state of fear, so they copy the masculine traits to make sure we're fitting in. So now the females
shit,
aren't
yeah.
feminine enough, and our feminine qualities aren't healing, because femininity is all about nurturing and caring and nature and loving, whereas masculinity is all about protecting and like,
Yeah.
all those things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But do you feel like it's slowly changing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now?
I feel like
Okay.
with all these holistic healing things coming up and more like even with the climate change things, how people are really trying to stand up for that.
Yeah.
That is like,
people waking up and
Yeah.
starting. Okay, yeah, you're right. They're starting to care more.
yeah,
For the world.
for themselves as well.
Yeah.
When you care for
And
yourself,
then
you care
that
for the
is
environment.
like a female trait or a
Feminine.
feminine trait.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
That's crazy.
It was a really interesting read. I'll send you it if you can.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's funny. Like I think maybe last week I watched this video where, you know, in 2012 how there was the Mayan calendar and they used to think there was the end of the world.
Yeah,
kind of thing
yeah.
in 2012. There was another belief. I think it was from Ecuador. So I don't know whatever they were back then, but they believe like they had the same thing as the calendar, but they saw that 2012 was going to be a change for the world, where they used to imagine a bird, and then they'll imagine two wings, and then they would say that 2012 would be finally the time when the bird is going to be able to fly with both the wings, because prior to that, it was only flying with the right wing, and then the right wing was the
Right.
masculine power,
Right, yeah.
and the left wing was the feminine power.
Yeah.
But from 2012, that change has happened, where now the bird's able to fly straight because it's actually using both of the powers together.
Yeah,
And I thought
wow.
that was beautiful. I was like, holy shit, maybe it's right. Like,
Yeah, hopefully.
because I feel like it's like I feel that too. Like masculinity
Masculinity.
has been like ruling the world for so
Yeah.
many centuries.
Yeah.
And it's only now that, you know, feminine is starting to like not overcome or like power it like over it, but like it's kind of finding its balance now.
Yeah, for sure.
And like today, no, yesterday when I arrived from Sydney, I went to my mate's house and like the TV was playing female soccer.
Yeah.
And I was telling my mate, I was telling him like, bro, like the A League, which is the Australian league for soccer, would only play men's league only until last year, where they started to play the women's
Right,
league.
yeah.
And it's actually like televised on TV now. And I was
Yeah.
just appreciating how the world is changing.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're paying attention more to everyone. Like it's not just males anymore.
Yeah.
And I find that's like definitely we need stuff like and like I'm glad, I guess, that we're seeing the change in the world.
Yeah, because like you need both quality, like you need both principles, like living in the
Yeah.
earth. Otherwise, if we keep going with like the masculine way, and like I'm not saying that masculinity is bad. Like everyone has their own level of masculinity, and there are so many great qualities to it. But if we keep going, like we're gonna fuck up the earth even more.
Yeah.
Like we really need to start like going out into nature, being reflective of ourselves as individuals and connecting with our inner self and like doing
is that
all
a
the
feminine
beautiful
trait, like to be more
reflective.
reflective?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Reflection is a feminine thing. Yeah.
Makes me wonder and think, like, because I've done a lot of reflecting, and psychedelics or substances have definitely helped me with that.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, obviously I've been trying to get in touch with my feminine side.
Yeah.
Because like we all have it, right? Like we
Yeah.
all have masculine and feminine traits and sides of us from us as well.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And it also makes me think because so I had I had to get a stem cell transplant in 2019.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago now, 3 years ago now, I can't remember. But so essentially they had to kill all my cells, all my stem cells,
Wow.
by getting a salvage chemo. So I'd received it for 6 days, but what I'm trying to get at, the stem cells that are in my body now are my sisters.
Right.
So I always wonder, like, it always plays in my mind, and I'm like, wow, okay, so obviously I'm male, but
Yeah.
I have my sister's stem cells now.
Yeah.
Has that given me,
Has that sparked your femininity?
I don't
in a
know, has
way?
it?
Well, that
Like,
well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know
but
either,
like,
but it makes me wonder. It's like,
even the experience definitely would have sparked your whole change in life, though. Like after like being faced with that adversity,
Yeah.
you would want to be more connected to yourself.
yeah, and like as a whole though, because
Yeah.
if we keep like, I don't know, like to me, I feel like if I just continue to be living as like a male and I'm so masculine and whatnot,
Yeah.
then I'm not living as a whole. I'm only living as a half, and then
Yeah.
that's why we're looking for a partner to
Yeah.
to be able to be a whole again.
Yeah.
But I don't know now because it's like fuck. If I'm running a female's cells, like does that make me more feminine? Like,
I'd say you're very dual. Like
right?
being of duality.
Maybe I am
Yeah.
duality.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
And I feel like that's what I've wanted to ever since I started to experiment with psychedelics. So
Yeah.
in a way, I've kind of like been wanting all these things to happen so I can be where I am now.
yeah. Female, just in case you're wondering, female is yin and male is yang.
Okay.
So if you ever look at duality, think of that symbol if that helps.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
men live very linear, and women are like deeper.
Yeah.
So if like, I guess maybe if you feel this, like when you were living not in this reflective way, were you living like a very upward
just
life,
like
just
the
go,
doing,
go, not
yeah.
looking at anything below you, not like wondering why, just doing.
Yeah.
Whereas now you're like reflecting and like questioning and analyzing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I don't know though. See, like I think about this stuff and I'm like, holy shit. Like
I know. Yeah. Sometimes you have
It's
thoughts
so
and you're just
crazy.
like, I think this and now I don't know. Like,
Yeah, well, I guess we never really do know.
yeah. That saying where it's like, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know.
Yeah.
That like was like fucked with me. But like, I love learning things, but I'm like, I'm going to keep learning. And then I realize that there's more that I want to learn.
That's funny because there's this quote from a movie, the latest Matrix that just came out. Like I talk to my mates and they always say how like shit it is, and I'm like, it's actually pretty good. And I always bring up this one quote that has stayed with me after watching that movie, and it's I'm wise enough to know that I know nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
just like, fuck, like
Yeah.
that's literally the movie for me. Like I don't care if you think it's shit, but
Yeah.
that quote, it said it and it reminded me, and it's so true. Like I'm wise enough to know that I know nothing.
Yeah.
Because essentially we kind of, I guess, yeah.
You
it's
don't.
like complementary opposites. Like if you know nothing, you mean like you also know everything.
Yeah.
Because they both need to be.
Because you're
there
just
for it
like,
to be,
yeah,
to
you're
be-
like
to be
surrendering
this
to
life.
like the knowledge. Like, yeah, I've experienced this and I've learnt this, but like I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
yeah, it's a
it's
hard
tough,
one.
Yeah, it's a tough topic. I wanted to touch back on when you said that when you're taking psychedelics and you go into a realm of like love. I remember when I ate, I had probably like 7 grams of mushrooms once.
Holy fuck.
And I went to a doof. This was the first time I went to a doof. And I went there by myself. I didn't know anyone either.
Good on
and I was
you.
just like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I made a sandwich with like 10 grams of mushrooms. I couldn't eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I had 7
What'd you put on the sandwich?
Nutella.
Nice. yeah, nice.
And I think I fasted for 36 hours, so like a day and a half.
Wow. So you were like deep diving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, but like I've always been the type of person. It's like fuck it, like I've done like 3 grams now. Let's do 5 grams. All right, let's do 10 grams now.
Good
like,
on you. Yeah.
And I guess just the courage that I had developed through trying all these psychedelics. But so I had it. I could only eat 3/4 of the sandwich. That's why I say I think I ate like 7 grams.
Yeah.
And I died. Like I.
Left the body.
Yeah, like I was
Yeah.
walking around the festival and I was like, I need to lie down. So I went back to the car. I lied down for a little bit and I felt like I died. But what I felt was just love.
Yeah.
I felt like I died, but I have gone to a place where all I can get is unconditional love.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to live that space. I didn't want to come back to real life.
Yeah.
Because it just felt so good.
I know.
So then it's like kind of, yeah, like it's kind of similar to what you were saying. You know what I mean? Like you go into a place where it's just full of love. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's us dying and like experiencing ego death.
Yeah.
So actually going through that motion, getting rid of our ego, and then realizing that, I don't know, to truly live happy, you need to be living with love.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I feel like some people can fall victim to like being depressed because they come back from their trip and they're like, well, that's not where I'm living. Like, I want to be living up in there and feeling that great.
True.
But like,
Wow.
what I
Like
felt.
the integration part, right? And
Yeah,
that's what you
exactly.
asked me about the
Yeah.
other time. Yeah,
Like you
shit.
take what you've learned, what you've experienced, and it's like, okay, well, how can I make that reality on earth as much as I can? Like, how can I live in
Bring that
love
forward.
every day and do all those things?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And it's like you need to be thinking about this stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
you need to be thinking this. Like, yeah, how do I bring that into
Yeah.
life so I can actually live my life and
And
love
you'll-
my life?
Yeah, and you find like all of your answers and all of the outcomes, you may do it, you know, because you decided for yourself that you're going to, you know, love yourself and love all these things, but you'll find that you're actually like fully changing everything around you. Like all the people around you will feel that love, like, because you have your biosphere, like your energy aura. And when you like cultivate love within you in all that you do, it then becomes around you. And then everything that you see, however you perceive life and all the things that you do, it's so much easier to then love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It's funny because like I look at you and then you talk about all this stuff and I'm like, how did you learn all this stuff?
I
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
I know.
where did you get all this information from? Like,
I
you
have.
did say that your journey kind of began probably like what 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
How did it start? Like, how did you get put into this journey? Because were you interested in the same stuff even while going through uni,
I've
or were
like
you a different type of person?
I've like always. Oh, I was definitely used to be very like 4 years ago. Like no way would I thought I'd be like this. Like terribly insecure. Like hated myself.
Yeah.
And then uni.
Is that because I guess experiences while you were growing
Yeah.
up, like like dealing with high school and like
Yeah,
things?
yeah. I'll get explain that. Yeah, it was maybe like 2.5 years ago, October 2019. I've always just been interested in the world. Like always wanted to know how it does the things that it does, and you know what the fuck am I, to be honest, as a human being. And one of my friends, Scott, had died. He was 24, and like me and my sister had just come into like their crew. We were like 6 months, like close
How
friends with them.
old is your sister? Like older
She's a
than
year
you?
older than me, so she's
So you guys
24.
are like pretty close.
Yeah, we're like best friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, our friend Scott died, and at the time I was like seeing a guy, and it was just like terribly unhealthy. Like it was just in no way good, and like I was just kept putting myself in that, and I then, when Scott had died, I became really close with one of his best mates. And he was on this like journey too.
Yeah.
He was on like this path of like spirituality, and he showed me a lot of that. And the day Scott died, he gave me a book, and it was all about psychedelics. It was by Terence McKenna.
What book?
Oh, it's called Hallucinogenics.
Okay.
It just tells you all about like all the different, lot of big words, all of scientific words
Yeah,
about
yeah,
psilocybin.
about all the different, all
And
the different chemical compounds. And
yeah.
it's just like, wow.
And Sam sort of really like showed me into this way of living, and then I realized like all my bad patterns, all of my like the ways I've been putting myself in relationships with men that don't give a fuck about me, but like it's not their fault. Like don't get me wrong, they did what they did to me, but I also put myself in that situation because I only respected myself as much as I let them respect me. Like
Yeah.
my
and I'm guessing you can only talk, like you can see it now differently to what you were seeing it back then.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
'cause
for
you
sure.
wouldn't be able to understand it the way you understand it now.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
just like the
Wow.
shit that I like would keep myself in, and your body just gets used to what you do. And so when you like stay in the same habits, your body's like, okay, we're comfortable in these habits now, no matter how healthy they are for you. Like mine was so unhealthy. I was like seeking out validation from guys who wouldn't even talk to me. Like it was just so fucking ridiculous. And when I like found this way of living, and like me and Sam like just got to have so much fun, like he like sparked this like adventure side in me, and so I wasn't living who I was constantly trying to be someone else. Like I was really trying to be my sister because I saw that everyone loved her, so I was like, okay,
Wow.
I'm gonna be someone else. And then I'd go home and I would cry myself to sleep so often, and then be like, this is not the way of living. And then
It's not making you happy.
no. And then Sam, like we just hung out for so long, and he just showed me like a way to live life. We adventured so much, and then and
this is what, when you're 20?
this is when I was like 20, 21, yeah.
Okay.
And then I found this life coach. She was actually a sex coach on Instagram, and I did about 15 weeks with her online. It was all online because during
15
COVID.
weeks?
Yeah, 15 weeks.
3 months and a half?
Yeah,
Or
not
4 months?
together. It was like split up.
Okay. Still a lot of time.
Yeah. And she just did a lot of this spiritual healing with me, and like because I was in really terrible relationships, it was like a lot of shame associated to who I am as like a beautiful sexual feminine being.
Yeah.
And so I got to like really heal that, and now like I'm fucking thriving. Like I feel great in who I
Yeah.
am, and
And you can see it. Like that's why I was like, fuck, like who is this person? Like when I saw your other page, like business page.
Yeah.
Because like the way, I don't know, like obviously like the videos and the posts that you post is just like you've obviously experienced a lot to know so much about it, and now all you're trying to do is just do good.
Yeah.
And it's not like just for you, it's for everyone.
Yeah.
And you can clearly see the passion that you have within yourself.
Yeah.
That's why I was like so intrigued to just talk to you and find out more about you. I was like, fuck, who's this person?
Yeah, like from the very first time that I started meditating and like healing myself, well, I would have been like 2021. I just always got this like same thought or voice that would come back and say, this is for the collective. Like, yeah, it's for me, but like I know that, especially because what I study, I wanted to help people. So the two just came together, and I was like,
Were you already studying?
yeah, I was already. I
when
started
it
studying
all
when I was
happened?
18.
Okay.
Yeah.
You started uni when you were 18.
Yeah,
So
straight
just
away out of
straight
school.
after high school. Fuck.
Yeah. So
You're such
I
like a
just
go-getter.
go,
You're just like
yeah.
that. Yeah, I just want
get
to
it
keep
from my
doing
dad.
things.
He's go, get it.
And that's like the male,
Yeah.
or like the
Masculinity, yeah.
the masculine trait. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I've just like I just want to help people. Like, why would you
Yeah.
like consistently put yourself into shit when you don't need to?
Yeah. Just being more self-aware. Yeah. Like, and it's so, I don't know, like I feel so rewarding when I can help people.
Yeah.
I can just connect with people, and I can see that, yeah, they might have been scared, they might have been afraid, but just by talking to someone, they can see the light and they feel just good about themselves.
Yeah.
And that just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
There's something about giving that just, I don't know, just resonates with me. Like the more I give, the better that I feel.
Yeah. But then I feel like a lot of people don't know how to receive, because they like give. And then like when someone tries to
true.
give you something, you're like, I don't
How do I,
deserve this.
yeah.
And
How do I respond to it? How do I act?
Yeah. Like I've had to learn to receive quite recently because like because I'm doing my work for free at the moment.
Yeah.
People are like, can I pay you? And I'm like, no, like I thank you. I take that as a compliment and I receive the love that you're giving, but I don't want you to pay me yet because I'm not ready. Or like, when people give you a compliment, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like,
You
we need
shied
to.
away from it.
You can give it so much, but it's actually harder to receive.
Yeah.
For some.
Well, yes, like especially if all you do is give.
Yeah.
You don't have the experience.
Yeah.
To receive, so that's why it's kind of different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So you said 2 years, like 2.5 years ago, you came into this path, and at that time you were already studying already there. Like, what made you study the things that you study at uni then?
I originally was finishing school. I wanted to be a counselor. Like that's just. Okay. I was like.
Do you know why though? Like you would.
I was getting counseling in school. Like I had terrible relationships from school. Like I've just had fucked relationships since the get go. But that's okay. I love it. And I love them still. Of course. It like
makes you who you are.
Exactly.
Like like if that didn't happen, you would have not be where you are here right now.
And every single like guy, I have no like inch of hate. Like I absolutely love them for all that they are. Like I know all the good about them, and that's how I like to see them.
Well, like as well, like they were probably like the way that they were was just
my reflection too.
I guess so, but it's just it's pretty much all they know. They don't know any better.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
and
why
it takes two to tango.
Yeah, and like why get why hold on to like anger for some other people, like for someone that just it's. But I mean, it takes a lot of courage to be able to be happy with all that and be able to just like let go of all that stuff.
Yeah, it was hard, but like.
But you did the work.
But like, why would I want to hold on?
Yeah, like why do I want to be sad?
Yeah.
Like why do I just want to be sad forever? No, I don't want to be that. Like if there's a way to change and then there's a way for me to be happy, I want to fucking do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You just need to be self-aware to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
When do you feel like you woke up and started all of this?
I don't know,
when you
really.
became your sister?
You know what? Like I remember I was in hospital when I got my sister's stem cells, and like literally, because I had the drip, so they just do it through the IV, like intravenously, and then when it finished, my specialist comes in and she's like, "How does it feel to be female?" I'm like, "What? I didn't sign up to this."
You look down, your dick's gone.
Yeah, I'm like, "Am I gonna grow boobs? Like, what the hell's gonna go?" But obviously, she was joking. But Nah, I feel like I've been on this path, on this journey for a little bit now. Like, I guess from when I first smoked DMT, I guess, which was like when I was like, 20, 21. I can't even remember the exact date. But I guess it's when I started to explore around psychedelics.
And do you feel like now that you're on it, like, it's meant for you? Like, like, fuck yeah, this is exactly where I'm, like, I don't know where I'm going, but I know that this
100%,
is right. Yeah.
100%. I mean, we never know where we're going.
Yeah,
and
that's fun.
Why, I know. Like, I also battle, like, I have these thoughts in my head. I'm like, because I don't know where I'm going, I don't know if this is the right way.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing a lot of people have this similar thought as well.
For sure. But as long as you're doing good right now in the present and you're serving yourself in a good way, like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just the, like, uncertainty.
Yeah,
the
unknown.
Yeah, the unknown. It's like jumping into the unknown, which is kind of like taking psychedelics because you're jumping into the unknown.
Yeah, literally, because you're like, what's going to come forward? You never know.
You don't know. And that's the same thing with the path that I guess I'm on. And I guess with you as well, it's the same thing because you just don't know what can happen to it.
Yeah.
But if you think about the bigger picture, and it's just about helping people.
Yeah.
Then you're only going to be doing amazing things.
Yeah. I was so nervous to start it. Like I said, I was just crying and I was like, okay, well, I have to do it. But then I realized I was like, I know I'm not going to fail. Like I'm going to be successful because I'm helping people. Like how could I ever go wrong?
But then again, like what is success? Like what is being successful? It's all subjective. It's all like what you think is what being successful is.
As long as I can live and the people around me are living better and they're feeling good in themselves and they feel more connected to what the fuck they're doing and how they're doing it, like that's all that matters for me. And now that when I have people come forward and like after each session people message me and like say how much they're loving it, like I'm so humbled and blessed. Like I actually like smile. I'm like, oh my God, it's working. Like I don't know what I'm doing, but it's working, you know?
That's the best.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you get feedback from people,
Yeah.
you're just like, oh my God.
And
like,
I ask them, I'm
I
like,
know I'm in
tell
the right
me.
path.
Yeah.
When
I
you get
always
that.
say, like, tell me if I'm talking too much. Tell me what you don't like as well. Like, because I learn from them as much as they learn from me. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Essentially, we're just learning more about each other
Yeah.
by doing the work that we're in, I guess.
And we need to be more open to the world and people around us because that's how you learn.
Yeah, we need to be more open and have, like, I don't know, the right conversations, I guess, with people.
Yeah.
Because, like, I meet people and, like, we talk and it's, I don't know, like, if I can't connect with you, I don't really want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a bad thing or a
No,
good thing.
because you're
but
like, you have no depth and you almost want to shake them and be like,
yeah.
talk from your heart.
Yeah, well, 100%. But then it's like, I guess it's each to their own, but there's some people that are just not like that.
Yeah.
I guess that they're not connected
Superficial.
with, like, their spiritual self. Or their ego's too big that it can't break down. I don't know. There's been so many times where I meet people and I'm like, fuck, I wish I could just give you some mushrooms.
They're
so you can
usually
just,
quite
like,
funny though.
experience it, yeah.
They're usually quite funny, those people, but it's like after like an hour, it's like, okay, let's chat.
No,
you
but
know?
even then, it's like, I don't even want to chat to you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I feel anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know, because sometimes it can be draining. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you can think that you might be able to help everyone, but some people don't want the help.
Yeah. I always just try to be positive. Like, you know, normally they'll be like, oh, this happened. And then I'll be like, oh, well, this happened. Like, I remember my friend once told me I was annoyingly positive. And I was like, oh, awesome.
You're just not taking it the wrong way.
Yeah, I know.
How can you be annoyingly positive, though?
But
like,
I actually gave her mushies to microdose and now she's annoyingly positive too. So it was quite good to watch.
yeah, actually, tell us more about you microdosing, because I think when I
yeah.
met, you told me that you were microdosing.
Yeah.
Right? Are you still doing it, or
Yeah,
how does it go?
I sort of just do it when I feel like it. Like
Okay.
I've taken it for the last 2 days. I was going to say we could take it today if we went for a walk, but we ran out of time.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I just sort of just take it whenever. But like the first time I did it for about 2 to 3 months. 1 day, 2 days rest, 1 day on, 2 days rest. And
How much were you taking, by the way?
just a cap's worth because I had them in caps at the time.
Do you know how, like, was it 0.1?
Would have been like 0.1 or
Okay.
0.2. But now I just have it like powder in a jar and I scoop whatever I feel like on the day.
True. So it's not like, so you don't
Not
actually
strict
know how
now.
much you're, like, doing it, though. Imagine
No.
if, like, the scoop, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just go what I feel. I sort of know, like
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. But yeah, I feel like so I first was taking it dry, and then the first time I had a microdose in a tea, I was driving to work, and I was just like, all of a sudden, like, holy fuck.
You could
like,
feel something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Like, not obviously a lot, but I was
Yeah,
like,
it was
I
still
can feel my
overwhelming,
body, and I turned off the music, and
And
I
I'm
was
going to
just like,
work?
yeah, in the car. I worked for my dad at the time.
Oh,
And
shit.
I was like, here we go, do the accounts with a smile on my face. But yeah,
Wow.
it was good. But I feel like
But see, like, from that experience, you were ready for that challenge.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to go to work with my
Yeah.
dad and I'm tripping. Like, oh no, how is it?
because
Yeah.
I was like, I feel good. Like I feel
True.
my body, I feel alive, and like
So you always kind of see the positive in things.
yeah. Oh, you have to. Otherwise, if you look at the negative, you're just going to keep finding more negatives.
Okay.
Yeah. But I feel like the learnings that I got and what really integrated in me, I didn't realize until like a month or two after, because
Yeah.
like when you take a micro, you sometimes don't even know that
it's
you've
not
taken
psychoactive.
it.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're taking such smaller amounts that it's not that powerful. To
Yeah. But I definitely feel like my pathways in my brain have altered completely, and like I'm so
From
happy.
2 months, did you say? Of
Yeah,
taking?
2 months. And then I've done it like a few blocks again since then, but like just since the first time. And my first microdosing time went hand in hand with my like when I was seeing that life coach or the sex coach. It
Oh,
went
true.
in at the same time.
So kind of like 2 years ago, or not even.
Yeah, about then.
And that's when you started taking it. And then did it come to you, or did you have to go look for it? Like, how did that
Yeah, I
interaction
just
happen?
like
Were you
found.
thinking about it as much, and then the universe was just like, okay, here you go?
Yeah, I actually don't know. I just heard where I could get it, and so I went and got it. And then me and my friend went and got it, and we were like, okay, well, yeah, let's just do it. And so
Yeah.
she didn't start it straight away, I don't think. I was just like, yeah, let's go. And I was just like taking it. And then mushies are now like one of the only drugs I take. I only take that and smoke weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
I tried microdosing psilocybin, so mushrooms as well. But because you don't see the results straight away, I just gave up on it.
Yeah, people. Yeah, and I sifted out of it. Like I didn't come to an end. I was just like, I'm just don't feel like taking this anymore.
Yeah.
And then it was later. I was like, wow, I actually like see the colors in the trees more, and I like.
Really?
Yeah.
See things more vibrant?
I see things
What?
prettier now. Like I see the beauty in everything, and I feel a lot better. And like when I gave it to my friend, she was like terribly anxiously ridden, and we had a micro together on the day. She was so nervous to have it. She was like, "Am I going to be tripping out?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Fucking chill. We'll be good." And we took it. We went to the beach.
And she had never done psychedelics
Yeah,
before?
she had
Okay,
never
cool,
done
yeah.
it. Oh, she had tripped on mushies together with me once, but like a micro, she was like, "What if I get that?" Because I was still holding on for dear life.
Yep.
But we did it, and we were just chilling on the beach, and she just became so relaxed, and I was like, you can feel that every day. Like you don't have to be taking a micro to feel like this. It's just a choice. Like maybe you need to take it to change your brain, to give you a kick to change your brain pathway.
To
but
actually get it.
yeah,
Like it's, yeah.
to feel that good is so
a
easy.
little kickstart.
You're
Wow.
like 1% different. But like that 1%, if you choose that 1%, then you'll eventually get to 50% different, you know?
Yeah, true. And then it's just about knowing that you can get there without anything.
Yeah.
But you just need to experience it first.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck. That's so true.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if we can, I mean, we can sit here and keep talking, but I'm kind of conscious on the time because
Yeah.
it's 3:40 and I think you kind of
Oh,
got to
yeah.
go kind of soon.
Yep.
So we kind of try to wrap it up. Where can people find you?
On Instagram, it's at holisticgrow.flow. Yeah, that's
To
pretty
be
much the
able
only
to
one I
find you.
use, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
cool, cool.
Allennie Rose, but that's so hard to spell. So,
Yeah, your name is very unique.
yeah, it's Greek for Helen, which is my mum's name.
Oh, no way. So
Yeah.
you have Greek in you?
No,
Oh.
everyone asked that. But when I went to
Why?
Greece, they were like, who is this girl? And I'm like,
So why did you get a Greek name?
my parents, my dad wanted to call me Helen, but mum was like, I don't want another Helen. So,
Oh, is it? Oh,
Allennie.
because your mum was Helen.
My mum is Helen, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's normally spelt Eleni, but I'm Allennie.
Oh, it's usually spelled like with an E.
Yeah, Allennie.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
And then your parents were just like, hey, let's spice it up. Let's just make it our own and put
Well,
the A.
yeah, both my sisters have 8 letters in their name. My dad's like, she has to be 8 letters too.
What? Your sisters have 8 letters to their
Yeah,
I guess it's not that
Ashley and
many.
Michaela. So Allennie
Holy
is
shit,
8.
that is a lot of letters.
I know, yeah.
Wow. Last question. If you could teach, let's say, everyone in the world one thing, what would it be?
Love. Like love, unconditional love.
Like how to love? Or
Just to see it, to feel it, to live it, and to just be it.
so to understand love?
Completely embody love.
Wow. True. Thank you for being in this
you.
podcast. I can't believe this is the second time I've only just...
I know, it was nice.
It feels like I know you though for like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I felt like, I guess from when we first met, I'm like, I feel like I actually know this person. Like maybe if we've like met in our past lives or whatever, I don't know if
Yeah.
you believe that stuff.
Yeah, I do.
But like, it's like maybe we have like crossed paths before. So that's why I was like, fuck, we should get you. And then you
Yeah.
actually thought about this. You're like, hey, like, cause you
Yeah.
listen to my podcast. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck, if you were in Queensland,
Yeah.
I would so come on and have a chit chat. And
For
I was
sure.
like, hey, I'm going to be in Queensland on Monday.
Like, yes.
So let's do it. And then here we are. Fuck. Thank you so much though.
Thank
It was
you.
lovely chatting with you.
Yes.
All right. I hope everyone's having a lovely day or night, whatever time it may be that you are listening to the podcast or watching the podcast. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.